You might want to start here. Hey everybody, I'm Susan. I'm the founder and CEO of DMOS, and I'm standing here in the shop with our head of production and our tool pro, Bill Pierce. I'm going to ask him some questions about some customer returns and all that are going to explain to you how DMOS Alpha driveway blades are designed and how to use them. So the first question I have, Bill, is can you tell us a little bit about this shovel that's been returned to us as a warranty return and what's going on with it? And then tell us about the one you have in your hand to the right.
Okay, good morning. First off, this shovel came back to us from one of our customers, and we were told that it was just used 2 times and for a few hours each time. And you can see close up that it already has excessive wear of almost 3/4 to 1 inch. It's curved, it's beat up on the front edges. I have actually some wear on the sides, on the rivets where the shovel wouldn't even normally be in contact with anything on both sides. So it has been used hard. The shovel itself, both shovels, the second one, this one has been used at our shop for the entire winter, probably 40 to 50 times on different surfaces of brushed concrete, wood decks, gravel road, and also a slate walkway. And its front edge is almost still perfect. I don't know if I said it, but 40, 50 uses at least with this shovel. And so you can see the wear difference. And the wear difference comes from how the shovel is used based on its design. The bottom of the shovel is 2 panels, a front rocker and a rear rocker. And it's designed to have the front rocker lay as close to parallel or on the shovel surface as possible. That way, the front rocker would get scratched up the most. Also then, if it is tipped to a higher angle than a small one, you're gonna have much more excessive wear. And that's what this shovel is. It was used, rather than being used and designed as a push and a scoop, it was more used, I believe, as a scraper. And as the shovel does wear as a scraper, it gets less efficient, it doesn't actually scrape, and it gets used harder and harder, and that's where you get extreme wear on the shovel. And that's basically describing that return.
So what would you, if you chose to use this as a scraper, what would you do differently? Because of course, people can use their shovel however they want to use it. We don't tell people how to do their snow removal work. What would you do differently?
One of the things, and this has to do with almost any tool in a professional, whatever industry, whether it's carpentry, mechanics, auto mechanics, shoveling dirt even, or snow, is that our shovels come with a fairly thick, straight edge, and it's sharp, top and bottom. One of the things I do to my shovels is I'll just put a micro ease on the bottom edge so that ease lets the shovel slide better on surfaces. Especially if you're shoveling wood decks, the sharp edge is going to want to tear and scrape the wood. And so if you ease it just a little bit and use it.
Is this the correct tool?
That is the correct tool. It's a flat bastard file, and just a simple easing of the edge will make it slide much easier over any type of surface. And where that's even more critical is when this is a really sharp edge, like on brushed concrete, it'll catch and it'll wear really fast. And so the flatter the angle and keeping the rocker on the ground and easing that edge will
prevent this kind of acting. Okay.
It'll reduce the ability for that to happen.
All right, so now that we've got this here in the shop, does this mean that this is a completely is this shovel now inoperable, or can this now be maintained or serviced and put back in use?
It can be serviced, and I've set it up to do that. So I'll straighten it out. I'll cut this off with the shears. I'll bend these back to match, and then I'll resharpen it and file it down for use, and it's good. Now, extreme, it has lost, it'll lose about a 1/2 inch, 5/8 of an inch of wear surface. But if it's used correctly, you'll reduce it to, again, this shovel's been used all winter. It's got maybe a 32nd inch of loss on it. And that's what'll happen to this. Once it's fixed and used correctly, it'll last forever.
Awesome. Okay. So there's a concept behind everything that I think you do when I've seen you do work around the shop, which I'd like you to talk to DMOS customers and friends about, and that is this concept of floating a tool. And I've heard others describe that, but I'd like to talk about it as it relates to the Alpha driveway product and driveway shoveling.
Every tool is designed with a purpose, and I said before, this is designed as a combination pusher and scoop, and its strength in my mind is the scoop element of it. But floating and finessing, again, it's designed a certain way to operate a certain way, and not all tools will work in all situations. So there's some times, especially when there's heavy moisture or heavy moisture content in snow, not only this shovel, but most shovels won't work very easily. So floating and finessing is knowing your tool, knowing how it's designed and what its purpose is and how to use it. And most tools don't take a lot of force for them to operate correctly. And so that's where I use the word finesse and float, is that if you know what it will do, you don't have to force it. You don't have to pound with it. You don't have to chip with it. You use a skill and you finesse it. And then that way the tool lasts. So a lot of different situations come up, whether it's working in some other construction industry or auto mechanics, but shoveling, moving, whether it's snow or dirt, it's knowing what your tool can do and when to use the right tool. So.
And if you shovel like this, wouldn't this be pretty hard on your body too?
They've used that hard. I mean, they've pounded with it, they've chopped with it, and they've scraped with it. And again, yeah, it wasn't finessed.
Okay, got it. Awesome. Any other things you'd want to tell our customers and partners? Awesome. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll come back and do another one of these kind of coffee talks about probably the Delta shovel. But if you have any questions, always reach out to us at dmoscollective.com, and one of us in the shop will get back to you. Thank you for your business and for listening.